Dominican women are also, they show you like this super pretty woman like that. Yes, that's not a lie, that's true. You got a lot of beautiful women. But also, I wanted like to show you the average Dominican woman, the one that you're gonna see just walking in the street. Welcome to another episode of the Dominican News. And today I want to talk to you about some myth about Dominican women, especially Latinas, but since I live in the Dominican Republic, I'll talk to you about Dominican women. Some of you think like every Dominican woman is a supermodel, and no. I mean, everywhere you have super beautiful women. You got beautiful women in the US, you got it here, you got beautiful women in Puerto Rico, Colombia, but it's not true that like the majority of the women in those countries are super pretty according to these stereotypes that define beauty. You know, I think beauty, it's a little bit personal. For me, she might be pretty, maybe for you not, but you know, there are some general features that define beauty for most people, and that's how the system works. But every time I see that on YouTube, you got women, Dominican women are also, they show you like this super pretty woman like that. Just the one at the beach, just people walking, like the normal one, the one that works here and works there. I wanted to show you the variety of women that you will see here. Now take a look. So this is women that you will see. You will see them in all colors, all sizes. You will see tall one, short one, fat ones, not too fat ones. That's what you're gonna see. However, that type of women, that's the average Dominican woman, the hard-working class that just go and do their lives. So that's the one that will be loyal to you. That's the one that will, that's the marriage material. That's the one that's going to be loyal to you, because the one at the club, that one will probably not be that loyal. So that's the one that if you want to make a family, that's the one that you need to hook up for. Like the average Dominican woman, that's what you're going to see. Also, you are going to see a lot of toxic women as well. Yes, because it's not like every Dominican woman is a super submissive woman that is just waiting for you to come home. No, you need to be able also to read those signs when you see this type of toxic women, very jealous women here in the Dominican Republic. They're going to give you signs, and you must be able to read those signs. Some of them might be a little bit aggressive, and they might want to fight you physically, and if you touch one of these women, then you will probably end up in prison. So you need to be very careful the type of woman that you want to like hook up with. And you need to know that, be able to read between the lines, because you might find one or two crazy ones. So stay away from those. If you see that she starts screaming at you, disrespecting you verbally in the beginning of the relationship, run. That's not yours. That's not the one you want. You are not able to establish a simple conversation, and everything is a fight. She's fighting all the time. Run. That's not the one you want. If you want to have a relationship here. So I suggest you to stay away from that from the beginning. Don't marry that one. Pay attention to how she talked to her mother. If she respects her mother, probably she's gonna respect you. You know, like respect her mother, respect her father. But if you see that she disrespects her parents, then what make you think that she's gonna respect you? I don't think that's gonna work. So read between the lines. Not everything is heaven. You got pretty women, you got super pretty women, you got the average woman, and you will find a lot of women of all kinds, loyal, unloyal, you know, all of that. I just want you to be safe and try to pick the right one. Don't just fall into that beauty standard shit, because when you just follow beauty, you might end up in hell. And then it's gonna be too late when you wake up one day and you realize, like, God damn, what am I doing here? You know, you don't want to, especially when you're gonna have a baby. If you impregnate the wrong woman, that woman might become a headache for your life, and I don't think that's what you want. That is gonna happen here. It's gonna happen everywhere because women are women. But since I live here in the DR, I'm talking about the DR women, okay? So I'm not talking for all women, just the ones here. I'm not saying that all of them are like that, but you will find those. Especially when you see them like too pretty, like they're very beautiful and they're single. Man, you gotta like, what's going on here? You gotta like pay attention to that. If you see a woman like checking on your phone all of a sudden, like, hey, let me see. And she's, you know, going through all of her conversations on WhatsApp or whatever you use. That's a bad signal. That is a bad signal. She's asking you who you're talking to. Why you talk to her like that? Things that, stay away from that. And then she's complaining like, oh, why do you see your mother that often? Why do you go to your mother's house that often? Why do you talk to your mother? And she's like trying to create a barrier between you and your mom and your daddy, that you call your dad maybe every day. Hey mom, how you doing? How's everything? And she doesn't like that. Be careful with that. Be careful with that. So I suggest you to don't just go on the beauty stuff. You gotta read between the lines and pay attention to certain behaviors that's gonna become a headache for your life. Take it or live it, but yeah, I'm just telling you how things work here, and I want to avoid that headache to you. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for supporting Food for the Soul. I love you all. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.